umpire Rick Kirkcove, the line judge Marvin Scott, the head linesman.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to W. Michael Ross Stadium. We're in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth. And Tim Kylo, of course, our title sponsor for CSN. My name's Randy Molman, Coach Chris Maris alongside. And we have a good one tonight. Bryant, Arkansas in the house. We played them last year at their place. Two top 5 teams in the state going head-to-head here tonight.
Well, you've got great tradition between these two teams, being powerhouses in each of their classifications and in their states. Great interstate rivalry here. If you buy into the Arkansas-Missouri level rivalry.
I buy in. I buy in.
So, Bryant got the better of CBC last year, and hopefully CBC is going to get them back this year, but we'll see.
They're both 1-0. The Hornets are top 5 in Arkansas, number 5 in the state. CBC number 4 in the state of Missouri. Last year's record, Bryant was 10-2, CBC 11-3. The Cadets lost head-to-head in Bryant last year, but Bryant, Arkansas had won 5 straight titles going into last year and then lost in the semis. The Cadets lost in the state championship game. I mean, you couldn't ask for 2 bigger powerhouses to go against each other.
Well, and they're both looking to answer for things that didn't go their way last year. Bryant lost the game following the CBC game last year after having like a 50-55 game winning streak. They lost the following week and then lost in the semis again there. You got to feel like they've got unfinished business in their mind after winning so many games in a row. And CBC, after winning 2 state titles, lost the state championship game last year to Liberty North. You got to feel like they felt like they've got unfinished business. But a tough schedule for both these teams. It'll be interesting to see whether these teams can go unscathed. I don't know if that's possible.
How about last week, Corey Sims, number 1 receiver for the Cadets, USC recruit, 4 catches, 122 yards and 3 touchdowns against Sacred Heart Griffin.
Boy, that's an average. That's a pretty big average per catch.
My math skills aren't good enough to figure that out.
I'm the math teacher, and I'm not even going to try it. So.
All right, we're going to go to the coin flip now as they are headed to midfield while Coach Maris and I continue to preview this one. Last year, a tough one for CBC. They dropped it 45-31. And if I remember, I wasn't at the game, but I do remember hearing the Cadets kind of – it was tough early, and then CBC sort of played with them from that point on.
Yeah, CBC really struggled to stop the run last year against them, and Bryant's a big physical team, and they kind of exerted their will on CBC early in the game. CBC battled back. They got it within a score a couple of different times, but they just couldn't get over that hump in the game. And, the game ended the way it does. Very, very hostile environment down in Bryant. Got to tip our cap to them for having a great home field advantage. I know the coaches talked about how big a factor that played, and we've been trying to rally our kids to kind of answer the bell. I don't know whether we will be in that same stratosphere as they were, but pretty nice group of students here tonight at C-Bub Palooza as the pregame tailgate, a new theme for them for this year.
The Cadets, as we mentioned, dropped that game to Bryant 45-31 in Arkansas. The quarterback for Bryant is Jordan Walker, and he is a true dual threat quarterback.
Well, I mean, this is a team that scored 52 points in their first game.
They did.
And did it in a number of different ways. Extremely, extremely explosive. CBC's defense played very well last week. Hardly gave up only a handful of first downs, and Sacred Heart didn't make it across midfield till late in the game, and I think by then CBC was subbing. So we'll see what the defense looks like here, and I didn't see who won the toss, but CBC is going to be on defense right out of the box this year.
And number 91, Javion Giesmer, will be kicking off, not Gage Shantz, which is interesting for the Cadets.
That is. I mean, Gage kicked really well last week,
really did.
I think this young man's got a pretty big foot. I think he might be able to be, at least on the kickoffs, a little bit of a difference maker here for CBC. Gage would probably be a field goal, extra point specialist.
The Cadets and the Hornets from Arkansas getting ready to kick off here in St. Louis. Line drive kick will sail all the way into the end zone.
Wow.
First
kick. Pretty impressive right there. Little stunned. Sorry.
So Bryant will take the field, first down and 10. Number 13, Jordan Walker, the senior quarterback, will be at the helm. And last week, he threw for 287 yards, 5 touchdowns, and also rushed for 54 yards. I looked on his recruiting page. He's got an offer from UNLV, Coach Barry Odom.
There we go.
There's a handoff right side, cutting it up inside the hash is number 17, Myron Thash. He had a touchdown last week as well.
They've got a three-headed monster at running back here. Thrash, Daniel Anderson, and Zach Karras, I think it is. It's hard to read the print on here, but they got about 4 yards on that play. And we'll see if they're going to try to, just physically exert their will against CBC early in this game.
They ran it very well last year against the Cadets, as Coach Maris mentioned at the top of the broadcast. Here's a pitch now to Thrash again. He avoids the first tackler. He gets across the 25, but he's tackled short of the first down. Good open field tackle by the Cadets, wearing their all blacks here today with the gold numbering and purple trim.
Vion Cawthron came in on that particular tackle right there from his corner spot as they look to go fast here on 3rd and short. Little tempo.
3rd down 2, trips to the right. Walker will fake it. Now he'll loft it near side, and it's caught, I think.
No, incomplete. We couldn't see it on the sideline here. Looked like he had it at his fingertips. Number 8, and I think that's Jaquez Smith, came over the top there to knock that ball away.
And the receiver was Kamari Austin, a junior who's getting a lot of looks at the next level, 6'3", 180. So a big receiver to match what CBC will present to the Bryant defense and Corey Sims.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see how this matchup ultimately plays out.
Line drive punt kind of dies at the 40. Caught there near side Jaden Reed. He's tackled immediately. Number 4, Nick Miller, the linebacker, makes the tackle for Bryant. And the Cadets will start 1st and 10 after getting a 3 and out. CBC last week, you mentioned it, Coach, against Sacred Heart Griffin. They didn't get across midfield till the second half.
Well, I mean, their defense, CBC's defense was everywhere. I mean, they were pressuring Sacred Heart, and I think the environment definitely played a role in how Sacred Heart handled that. As CBC comes out flex here with Jackson Cole and tight end in a bunch formation.
Nick McMillan, the quarterback. He was 10 of 14 last week, 213 yards, penalty flag right out of the gate on a swing to
usually
Sims.
Procedure or possibly encroachment. We'll see what they got here. Yeah, false start on CBC right there.
McClellan, 10 of 14, 213 yards, 3 touchdowns, all to Corey Sims last week in his first start for the Cadets. The junior 6-foot quarterback. Cole is split out now, this time far left as well in that bunch, that trips bunch here on the near side. Ball spotted in the middle of the field, and another flag.
I think they're going to get CBC again, one of the offensive linemen after Bryant flinched. Our guy bailed. So CBC going the wrong direction here to start. But still be 1st down. Just got to go 20 yards instead of
10.
Instead of 10, yeah.
So it's 2 straight false starts to start the drive for the Cadets. So 1st and 20 back at the 30-yard line. Pistol formation. And I think we might have another.
I don't know if they're getting the same guy every time. I think that one was on Warren Hardy, but I couldn't tell before.
I don't know that I've ever seen, to start a game, 3 straight false starts.
No, I mean, this is not the way you want to start here for CBC, but it's still early in the game. You had good field position to start with here.
So 1st and 25. McClellan ducks out of pressure. He's going to roll right across the 25-30, far side. Looking for the 35. He gets about 10 yards back on the scramble. And if I may say, I was watching the NFL game last night, Lamar Jackson. That was Lamar Jackson-esque
It
right
was
there.
as the pocket collapsed there a little bit. He stepped up, tried to find a second read, realized the pressure was going to get to him, and scrambled out to the right and got a bunch of that yardage back.
Picked up 19. No, not 19, 9. Swing out far side. That's A.J. Morris, number 4, the starting tailback for CBC. And that'll make it 3rd and about 12 at the 38.
Thought he got a few more than that, but it is exactly 3rd and 12 based on that.
Midfield, the line to gain for the Cadets. 2 wide receivers stack both sides. Morris on the hip of McClellan. Takes the shotgun snap. Sets up. Here comes pressure. He escapes. Rolls right. Now he escapes again. Comes back near side. He's finally hit. He breaks away.
Oh, my gosh.
He's got a first down across midfield. What a run by Nick McClellan.
I thought he was down 3 different times. There is a flag. It's going to come back on probably a hold or a block in the back.
What a shame. What a run by Nick
Hey,
McClellan.
that's still a highlight to put on your film there, son.
Oh, yeah.
What a great run by Nick McClellan. Anytime you start scrambling around like that, people's bodies start turning. It's real easy to get caught up on somebody, have a hold, have a block in the back, so on and so forth.
I don't know. Whoever was filming that might be the Cadet Student Network here. That goes on Nick McClellan's huddle page right there.
I would think that will.
So a holding call against the Cadets. That brings it back. But what an outstanding run. Did we just mention Lamar Jackson? I mean, that was Lamar-esque. All the way back now to the 33. So it'll be 3rd and 17. Check it, back to the 28-yard line. 28-yard line. So now it's 22 yards to go.
He didn't break the play, and everybody wants a penalty on that. They're saying he didn't get in there, and he didn't cause us to jump. So
there's the shotgun snap. McClellan sets up. Looks right, now looks left. He's going to dodge around in the backfield. Dance, step up. He's going to fire down the field, and it's picked off. Intercepted at the 45. Return for Bryant. That's number 9, Bryant Davis, the big defensive back, the junior. And that's the first turnover of the game on 3rd and long. And that's really set up, Coach, by the penalties early that keep you in a very poor down and distance situation.
Yeah, you're put in a position there. It's throwing the ball late. I don't know if I think Nick's receiver was further down the field. I think he needed to just put it out there. But Nick's young. He's going to be learning. He's going to make some mistakes and tried to make something happen there. It didn't go our way. It's okay. CBC's defense has to answer the bell right here.
Bryant last week against Benton, Arkansas, forced 5 first-half turnovers.
Not exactly sure what's going on. They were looking at equipment or something. I don't know. I think they're looking at a football. Tom Young tried to toss that ball out there. Didn't go so well, So
they're bringing in a new football. Something's wrong with the current football.
I'm guessing our ball was still out there, and somehow maybe Bryant's ball made it to our sideline. Okay, I guess that's the right spot.
About a 25-yard interception return by Davis. And now the Hornets have it, 1st down and 10. Pitch left side, cutting it upfield. Good pursuit by the Cadets. Nothing there. That was Daniel Anderson. Anderson is committed to go to Notre Dame next year, senior tailback.
Is that Lance Walker and Jacob Grumwall on the tackle there? No gain for the Cadets, or for the Hornets. Ooh.
So 2nd and 10. Walker takes the snap, fakes to Anderson, fires in the seam. It's caught, and it'll be a touchdown. Number 8, Kamari Austin, the big 6'3 junior, makes the catch, breaks the tackle, and waltzes in for 6.
A.J. Matthews on cover. It looked like A.J. Matthews on coverage right there. He had him. I think he thought he was going to be able to punch the ball away, and when he did, he didn't get his hands on him enough to be able to knock it out or tackle him.
Here's Jackson Cook. He'll attempt the extra point for Bryant. Snapback ball is down, kick is up, and that one is good. He hooked it through, 7-0. Bryant takes the lead, and much like last year, Coach, a slow start. Here's the touchdown, and here was the attempt by the Cadets to break up that pass.
A.J. Matthews is right there.
I mean, he was right
and
there.
I think he tried to get his hand on the ball instead of taking the player. Trying to knock that away. we'll see how this all plays out.
So Bryant takes a 7-0 lead here in the first. 8:50 to go here at W. Michael Ross Stadium. You're watching on the Cadet Student Network. We're in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth. Call State Farm agent and CBC alum Tim Kylo for all of your insurance needs. Tim is more than the best insurance guy in town. He's also the presenting sponsor of CSN, and we're incredibly grateful for his support. Give Tim a call, 314-842-4442, or shoot him an email, tim@timkylo, that's KILO.com. Number 92, Grayson King, will kick off. He also plays soccer at Bryant High School. It's a line drive kick, bounces to the Cadets. A.J. Morris cuts it upfield. He got to the second wave across the 25. They'll mark him down at the 25. It'll be first down, Cadets.
So hopefully the offense has calmed down a little bit, and they'll be able to kind of find their groove here moving forward. Bryant went 3 and out on their first possession, and ultimately after the turnover made something happen. CBC obviously turned the ball over on theirs. Hopefully they can kind of settle in here and chip away a little bit and kind of find their groove.
Bryson Dorsey split out far right. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. McClellan now moves Morris to his right hip, takes the snap and hands it to A.J. Up the middle, nothing there. Maybe a yard.
Got about a yard. Ran right into the teeth of that front 7 of Bryant.
Gavin Moman, the linebacker, will be credited with the tackle, but there was a couple of Bryant Hornets there. 2nd and 9 at the 26. McClellan, shotgun snap. Here comes pressure. He eludes it. Now looks downfield. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and he's hit down by number 42, Daryl Moore, the linebacker.
Yeah, he missed his back that released out here to the near side. I think he was wide open. But Nick's under pressure so quickly that he's having a hard time being able to look and find secondary receivers.
So 3rd and 8 for the Cadets. McClellan sets up, looks, fires near side, dropped. Number 19, Jaden Reed, had it right between the letters.
Wow, that's a tough break, and Jaden's a pretty sure-handed, but I can tell you by his vantage point, and it's not an excuse he would ever accept, he was looking right back into that sun where it was, and you could tell by the way he kind of buckled as the ball came in. He could not see that ball coming at him.
Corday Gage will now line up to punt for CBC. Back deep, number 1, Jonathan Frost. The Cadets did not have to punt at all last week. This is their first punt of the season. Snap is good. Gage, a little rugby style, and he line drive kick caught at the 33. Looking for room across the 40 far side. Finally tackled at the 45. Good tackle there by number 6, Vion Kothri.
Good punt. Not a nice little return right there. CBC's force guys need to break down a little bit and force him to dance a little bit more, allow some of that coverage team to get down there a little bit faster. But first time they punted all year, so first time those guys were out there.
1st and 10 at the 47 for Bryant. Empty backfield for Palmer. Or for Walker, excuse me, Jordan Walker. And again, a whistle before the Bryant, Arkansas snap. Is this another football?
Looks like they're getting a false start or lined up in the neutral zone or something on Bryant.
So it'll be 1st and 15 after the penalty.
Boy, whoever is watching that offensive line, they're doing it like a hawk.
Walker takes the snap, fakes to Anderson, over the middle, wide open, and he's got a lot of green in front of him. Touchdown, Hornets. Number 12, Carter Ratliff.
Boy, that's unfortunate right there. First play from scrimmage after the punt. They ran a little RPO off of what looks to be a stretch play or an outside run play to the left. They bring that slant back on the backside, and while CBC wasn't going to be able to stop the catch, so they needed this 2 times now on balls down the field that they've not managed to be able to make the tackle.
Snap back, ball is down. Kick is up, and it is good. 14-0 for Bryant. The Hornets from Arkansas have taken a 2-touchdown lead with 7:14 to go in this first quarter. And at this point now, Coach, you're down 14-0, but there's a lot of game left. You just have to calm down and start just putting some plays together.
You do. And I think some people online are going to probably bring Mike Seamers back. So try to add a little levity to the situation.
I hate to say this, but with Mike Seamers in the booth, we've scored 45 points and allowed none.
Yeah.
With you in the booth,
okay. I hear you.
We have not scored any points and have allowed 14. Oh, we kid here in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth.
Yeah.
Vic Williams goes deep for CBC along with A.J. Morris. And, boy, this would really electrify the offense if they could get a real good return here.
They definitely need something.
Grayson King will kick off. Line drive kick, far side. Morris catches it at the 8, across the 20, 25, 30. A.J. Morris with a head of steam across the 30-yard line. Good return. Here's the touchdown again for Bryant.
29 right there, trying to make that tackle.
Yeah, CBC was fooled on that, I believe. They were playing the run. A fake to Anderson coming across the formation.
That was Brandon Clark at safety. I think he was in there for A.J. Matthews.
First and 10, CBC. Ball spotted at the 33, and
another false start.
That's the 4th called on the Cadets here in this first quarter. 4 false starts and a hold so far in this quarter for the Cadets. It'll be first and 15 back at the 28.
So last year, CBC and Bryant traded touchdowns on each of their first possessions. And then Bryant picked up 2, went up 21-7. Ended up going up by 17 before CBC came back. But then they were trading it right there.
Number 3, Courtney Rivers. Sweeper on the right side. Doesn't get much.
Here comes A.J. Johnson in. Losing a couple of yards, it looks like. Nope, they just moved it back.
So it'll be second and 21, a loss of 1. They've got to get to the 43-yard line. Ball spotted at the 22. McClellan looks, now sets up. He's in trouble. Now he fires left side for Sims, and he's hit right as the ball gets into his hands. That's a nice defensive play.
Great defensive play.
By Jaden Welch, the senior corner.
I mean,
he didn't touch Sims until the ball was in his hands. That's a nice defensive play.
I know a lot of people like, oh, he never played the ball, but he also didn't put his hands on him until the ball was there. So good ball, well thrown. Corey went up and got it, just couldn't bring it in.
So it's third down now for the Cadets and long. Ball spotted at their own 27. McClellan again in trouble. Gets out of it, fires left side. It's caught and incomplete. Feet weren't in bounds. Jaden Reed over here on the near side made a nice catch, couldn't keep his feet in bounds. So fourth down and on to punt again. It's number 82, Corday Gage.
Last couple plays, though, a little bit of room downfield in order for CBC to make some plays. If that ball's a little bit more upfield and inbounds, Jaden Reed probably has that for a first down. He dropped one on the last drive that would have been a first down. Corey has one right there. So maybe CBC's found something as long as they can protect Nick and give him time to throw.
There's the punt by Gage. It's a good one. All the way back inside the 20 finally. Picked up across the 22, 23 near side to the 25. Good coverage. Jonathan Frost on the return. What a great punt there by Corday Gage.
Carson Kaburek, the junior, comes back on the tackle. Landon Newman, the force guy on this near side. The sophomore coming in to try to make that play. ended up forcing him back inside and allowed Carson to peel back on it.
So head coach Quad Sanders has his Bryant, Arkansas Hornets in a good spot, leading 14-0 with the ball. 6:24 to go in the first. Walker keeps it himself. Design run. He's brought down short of the 30.
So they went empty with quads and let the QB run it.
Cortland Collins in on the stop for the Cadets. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Official timeout. And I think this will be for a water break.
Yeah, probably the
Heat.
official water break. We're still in that early part of September where they have the water breaks.
6 minutes to go, and Coach Bryant has looked really good, but CBC has given them some opportunities.
Well, CBC's given a lot of their opportunities. Yeah. I mean, if nothing else, we got to make the tackles on those longer throws and just force Bryant to make another play. Giving up, not being able to make those tackles has been hugely problematic for CBC, along with the penalties on the offensive side of the ball.
5 penalties in that first quarter so far. The first half of the first quarter, 5 penalties for the Cadets.
CBC really needs to get a stop right here, keep Bryant out of the end zone. As Coach Pitts and Coach Kohlschreiber down here talking to the offensive line and the running backs in terms of their protection situation, I'm sure, in terms of giving them time to be able to make something happen. Seems like the game plan is to put the ball in the air against Bryant. Even early on, it looked like they were trying to throw the ball either on screens or down the field.
Benton, Arkansas put up 40-plus last week against this Bryant defense.
It was a 52-45 game, I think it was.
So 2nd and 6 now after the break. Trips to the left. Actually, 4 receivers spread out left side. And Abram missed the sack, and Walker bounces out of it, but the Cadets pursue. Good pursuit there by the CBC defense, and a sack for the Cadets. Finishing him off was Jameer Sims, but Abram was the one who disrupted that.
Yeah, we got to wrap him up, though, at the point. I mean, this is a big thing I'm seeing in this game early on is just CBC not tackling very well on first contact.
3rd and 9, loss of 3. Walker sets up, looks, fires over the middle, it's caught. Again, that's number 8, Kamari Austin with the first down catch across the 40 to the 42.
So they were 3rd and long there, and they had Sims and Matthews in at safety there in a dime or nickel package, and they still got him in a soft spot underneath that zone.
Walker, 3-step drop, fires again over the middle. They are working the middle of the field here tonight.
They've seen something on game film from last year or to this, and even maybe last week, that makes them think that they can get the ball down the middle of the field. And that's saying something. You got Zakee Smith, who was one of the league or area leaders in interceptions last year at safety. Still patrolling back there. But they are working in, Brandon Clark, A.J. Matthews, both seniors that did not start last year that are still working their way in.
2nd and 10. There's a fake. Walker now rolls. He's got time. He fires over the middle again. It's caught. Wide open is number 12. That's Carter Ratliff, who caught the last touchdown. Just camped out right there at the 45-yard line. Found a soft spot in the defense and sat down for Walker.
Yeah, he just kind of, he's almost Travis Kelce-esque in terms of the way he camped out in there and just found a way to get in the middle and scrambled to make the throw.
1st and 10 at the CBC 39. Shotgun snap, fake again, fire over. Oh, and a big hit by the Cadets. Good catch by Keenan Latin, but there to hit him immediately was the safety, number 8,
Zakee Smith.
Zakee Smith.
Came down in a hurry on that, made a great play. Thought he might knock that ball free, but the one thing you've seen is these Bryant receivers have been strong on catching the ball.
2nd and 6, pick up a 4. Number 13, Jordan Walker takes the snap, penalty flag.
I think you're going to get a false start. Yeah.
False start on Bryant. That'll make it 2nd and 11.
Basically looking at the side judge down here, had his left hand down and his right hand across his chest, which usually meant he was pointing to the white hat, pointing back against Bryant.
Walker has number 17, Myron Thrash, in the backfield with him. 2nd and 11. Now Thrash goes in motion. Walker looking again down the middle of the field. Tipped and almost caught. Austin tipped it, almost caught by Ratliff.
And there's a flag back here. I'm wondering if we're going to get roughing the passer. We'll see what happens. A hold.
A hold against Bryant. That'll push him back further. Do you
That's
go third
a
and
spot foul.
So do you go 3rd and 11 here?
No,
or do
you push them back. You push them back. They've shown themselves to be too explosive. You got to make them go further. I know it gives them another down.
So it'll be just shy of midfield. It'll be 2nd and 21. They have to get to the 29-yard line.
A lot of empty set here. This is set up for a shovel pass back to the right.
And a fake, and he's going to follow the receiver down the field. Nice play design. Walker gets all the way down the sideline. Let's see where they spot it at the 36 of CBC.
This will be 2-down territory. I know they're ringing the bell here on 3rd down, but they will go for it unless they get a penalty or get sacked for a big loss.
3rd and 7. Empty again. And this time they hand it to Thrash, and he'll have a first down. Down the middle of the field on the right hash, inside the 10, tackled at the 5. Number 29 with the stop for the Cadets, Brandon Clark. And it'll be 1st and goal, Hornets.
Same look of the same play last time, but instead
they hand it to Thrash. Last time
Walker
Thrash
hands it
led
to
the
Thrash.
way for Walker.
Right.
1st and goal at the 5. Here's Thrash up the middle. He's brought down after a gain of 1, maybe 2. Down in there, number 48, Cortland Collins. They'll spot it at the 3, gain of 2, 2nd and goal with 2:31 to go, first quarter, 14-0 Bryant, and they're knocking on the door again. Tight end, tight left side, that's Cooper Billingsley. Also the wide receiver, Carter Ratliff, is tight on the right side of the formation. Here's Anderson up the middle. He's in. Touchdown, Bryant.
I mean, he got held up behind his own man but just steps over and into the end zone.
So the Hornets
pouring it on here early, folks. CBC needs to come up with an answer.
This is Jackson Cook on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up and good. Bryant leads 21-0. 2:05 to go here in the first. We want to say thanks to the folks at Mercy Sports Medicine for continuing to take care of our student athletes. Mercy is ranked as a top-tier Catholic health system nationally and offers the highest quality health care for students. And families, by the way. To learn more, visit mercy.net. So, 2:05 to go here in the first. Don't forget the first CBC soccer match that you'll be able to watch on the Cadet Student Network is September 10th when the Cadets take on Timberland. You can watch all the action right here on CSN.
Corey Sims now into the game to return this kick. Him and Jaden Reed.
They've thrown the ball to Sims, but they haven't been able to get it in his hand. So this is Coach Pingle's way of saying we got to get the ball in Corey Sims' hand.
Yeah, it sure seems that way.
Grayson King will do the kicking. This one's a little shorter than the other two. Sims catches it at the 15. Cross the 20, comes near side, head of steam. Stiff arms one man, but he's pushed and then tackled at about the 24.
As he strung that out laterally, Bryant just had too many extra people out there on the perimeter. He wasn't going to be able to turn the corner.
See if the Cadets can put a drive together here. 1st and 10 at the 24. We saw some signs, as you said, Coach, on that last offensive drive and the one before that. You saw some signs of receivers starting to get open, McClellan finding some open guys, and now they got to make that pay off. Here's Morris. He cuts it up right side. He's going to have a first down and more across the 40, 45, 50 before hit out of bounds late by number 1, Jonathan Frost. And that's going to be an extra more yards tacked on due to the late hit.
If that is truly a late hit out of bounds, it's going to be 15. I'm looking to see if there's a flag in the backfield.
CBC's walking backwards. Is there a hold downfield?
I don't see another flag.
Let's see what the penalty is here.
I'm looking for the Whitehead as he's talking to...
I wonder if there was a hold downfield blocking for Morris.
But that flag, typically that's a spot foul, but they keep changing these rules, and I have not kept up on them as much as I used to. So, oh, there's another flag right here at the 40.
Holding on the Cadets. And then.
Well, that's it.
That's it.
I don't know what that other flag is. So they're going to walk it back 10 from there, so it'll be 1st and 5.
First and, yeah, about 4. My goodness. That is the 6th CBC penalty here in this first quarter. They'll mark it at the 30. But again, some positive news there on offense as the Cadets, they do get a positive play. The hold brings it back, but they're starting to find some room in this Bryant defense.
Now they need to do something because they haven't been able to slow them down on defense. After the first drive, it's been downhill for the Cadet defense since then. Hopefully they can right their ship and get a little bit of time.
So 1st and 4, ball at the 30. McClellan keeps it himself. He's got room. Across the 35, across the 40, dragging tacklers. Nick McClellan close to the 45 and a first down.
And that is the element that Nick brings to this offense that we haven't seen for the last couple years, is just that athleticism. Patrick Heidert brought a little bit of that, but a little bit more of a fullback mentality. Aiden Robinson-Wayne was the last guy we had that kind of wiggle.
McClellan fakes, rolls right, looks downfield, fires sideline, it's caught. Number 19, Jaden Reed on the far side, inside the 45, and another Cadet first down.
Got a little bit of momentum here as he rolls out to the right, gives them a run look, gets some defense to come up on him, and then fires a strike. His ability to throw the ball on the run is a huge plus for CBC.
And I do think that you can, by design, right, get him out of the pocket a little bit and get him out of pressure. Yep. 45 seconds to go, first quarter. McClellan looks, fires. He's going deep down the sideline. He overshot him.
A little too much.
Looking for Reed.
Number 4 for Nick Miller. The linebacker, stride for stride with him, unless they've got another number 4 out there, but he's number 1 on their depth chart.
Linebacker in coverage. 2nd and 10 at the 42. Got to get just inside the 32 for a first down. Number 80 now checks in, Darian Jones at wide receiver.
Jaquise Williams, then slot on the near side.
Sims comes in motion, and there's a pass to Sims, trying to turn the corner.
Boy,
and
nobody
is blown up.
Nobody got a block.
And a penalty flag on Sims.
That's an undisciplined play by Corey right there. Plays over, you stand up and you shove. Doesn't matter what he did to you.
Moman and Frost were the tacklers for Bryant, and after the play, Corey Sims pushes the defender.
This is the sort of lack of discipline thing that CBC needs to not have.
So after a loss of 5 on the play, they're going to tack on more. 23.8 seconds left in the first. Cadets down 21-0.
There might have been something there for Corey to take into consideration, but here's the deal. You just had a big loss. I don't know exactly whether he missed his block or not, but somebody missed blocks out there, and Darian Jones was getting hunted, and now you are 15 yards from that flag.
So that makes
you already lost like 6.
And that makes it 3rd and 20.
After you had some positive things going, now you've got to get, 10, 20, 30 plus yards?
Oh, you got to get, actually, from the 38, 30 yards, 3rd and 30 here at the 38-yard line.
They got 33 on the scoreboard. They're probably right.
McClellan will keep it himself, picking his way up the middle, ridden down there across the 40 by number 46.
Now you're getting a flag. I think you're going to
get
get a taunt on Bryant because he was hanging over Nick McClellan, barking.
That was number 48 in on the stop, Matthew Nelson. And yes, number 90 is going to get called for that taunt because as he left the field, Jayton Jones was greeted by their defensive coach, and he is not happy.
They're going to call they're calling this stuff early.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
I think that's a post-play, though, so I think it'll still be 4th down.
But if you mark this off 15 yards, now you're back to where it's 4th and about 10. That'll be 4th and 9. And I would suspect Coach Pingle will go for it here. At the 41. 8.6 to go, first quarter. Cadets trail 21-0. Choppy first quarter here for the Cadets.
It has been a rough. Nobody's a bigger Cadet fan than I am, but Bryant has taken it to us to start this game.
4th and 10. Shotgun snap. McClellan has time. He's got room on the right side. Will he take off running?
Yeah,
looks like he will.
Holy
inside
cow,
the 35,
94.
and he's knocked out of bounds by Nick Miller. Miller with a big hit.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Bryant 21, CBC nothing.
And a lot of discussion on the field, but no flags down. So that'll end the first quarter. 21-0 Bryant. They will get the ball to start the second quarter after the Cadets turn it over on downs. Our thanks to the team at Athletic Republic Performance Sports Training for their support of the Cadet Student Network. If your son or daughter is interested in elite training, call CBC alum Charlie McDaniel and the team at Athletic Republic to schedule a free session. Call 314-432-6103 to reserve your free session today. All right, the first quarter is behind us, Coach.
Whew. Hopefully that's the worst of it. I don't think you're going to keep Bryant out of the end zone, but you got to find a way to slow him down, get him off the field, get your offense back on the field. The last 2 possessions, there have been some positive signs, but there's too many self-inflicted wounds. I mean, just way, way too many penalties. Complete lack of discipline, and it's all preventable types of stuff. Holds are going to happen. Those things are going to happen, but the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, the false starts, those things are things that they're going to have to figure out.
7 first quarter penalties called on CBC. Bryant will now go right to left in their all-white road uniforms with the blue trim and numbering. Kind of have those Duke colors.
A little bit.
1st and 10 for Bryant at the 34-yard line. Walker, shotgun snap and another false start. Boy,
these guys are all over these false starts. I don't know whether they're all legit or not, but
There's now that
you're not getting away with nothing, man. You look like you're going to sneeze. You're going to get called for a false start.
That's at least the second one called on Bryant. That brings the total.
It's the third. I think it's their third.
Yeah, and we've had
four.
four. So 7 false starts, and we've just begun.
Problem is 3 of ours were all consecutive plays on the first possession.
They were.
Just kind of like set everything in bad tone right out of the gate.
Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers in the game. For Walker, the quarterback for the Hornets. Shotgun snap, sets up in the pocket, has plenty of time, fires far side. Caught there, and a good tackle. The pass was caught by Carter Sims.
I don't like the spot because Sims, after he caught the ball, ducked back behind the sticks, but they marked him just across it. I think that's a bad spot because he ran backwards.
2nd and 9 at the 35. Handoff. Nope, he kept it himself. He rainbows it down the field. A perfect throw. Caught there, and a stiff arm to the house. Long touchdown, 66 yards to Carter Ratliff, and he has been a thorn in the Cadets' side in this game. 2 long touchdowns for Ratliff. Tall, lanky receiver, 6'4", 6'5".
Their receivers are getting lost in our secondary. So there is some sort of assignment issues going on with how we're trading off or picking up receivers coming out.
Extra point is up and good by Jackson Cook. Bryant, 28, CBC nothing, 11:20 to go here in the first half. Cadet fans, we're proud to have Chick-fil-A, the official chicken sandwich of the Cadet Student Network. His delicious Chick-fil-A sandwiches are available in CBC's concession stand, so grab a sandwich next time you join us for a game. You can download the Chick-fil-A app to get exclusive rewards or order ahead for curbside pickup. Be sure to visit our favorite Chick-fil-A location on Manchester Road, just east of Ballas. Chick-fil-A is CSN's favorite pregame meal, and it should be yours, too. Thank you to Chick-fil-A. Well, Coach, a rough first half so far.
Very much so. Every time it looks like we get some momentum and get some things going in our direction, something unfortunate happens.
Back deep for CBC, it'll be number 1. No, it'll be number 10, Vic Williams.
And Corey
Sims. He'll go back there. A.J. Morris returned a couple of kicks early and had nice returns. Kicking off, number 92, Grayson King. 11:20 to go, first half. Line drive kick with the wind at his back, sails to the 1-yard line, caught by Williams. He comes up the right side, across the 20, hit down there. Big hit and a penalty flag.
He threw that flag quick. I'm wondering if there was a helmet to helmet. I don't know.
Daryl Moore with the big hit for Bryant. And we'll see what, boy, a lot of flags in this game here in the first half. Both sides.
All right, let's see what happens here. Oh, they're calling
they're
a
gonna
hold.
Call a hold against CBC.
Oh.
So that'll bring the Cadets back. They would have started at the 22.
That'll be 10 yards from the spot.
They're going to walk it back to the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 Cadets. And I know we don't want to belabor the point, but that's 8 penalties called on CBC, and we're not even a minute into the second quarter.
And it's unfortunate because talking to the kids and the coaches this week, I mean, they had a good week of work. I mean, they felt like they had a great week of practice coming off a big win, that they were sharp and crisp with what they were supposed to be doing, and they just have not executed to the level of what they felt like they prepared.
Morris splits out in the slot. Sims far side as well. Now Morris will come in motion. McClellan takes the snap. He's going to hand it to A.J. Johnson, and he's got nothing. 93 in the backfield, Anthony Matthews. And Johnson lost 3 on the play. 2nd and 13, back at the 10.
Try to see CBC get some traction, find something that they can hang their hat on against Bryant on both sides of the ball.
McClellan backs up to the 1 yard line. He's got time. He's going to roll left. Fires. Caught. Far side. And close to a first down over on the sideline.
Boy,
settling down over there.
He had Sims in a soft spot of the zone right over on the near side here. And I don't know if he trusted himself to throw it because he had to get it through some traffic. But Corey was open at about 15 yards downfield.
3rd and 1. Jaden Reed with the catch. Here's A.J. Johnson up the middle. He should have a first down. He does. 2-yard pickup. That'll move the chains for the Cadets. Let's see if CBC can put together a nice drive here and put some points on the board. All spotted just shy of the 25. McClellan. He's going to roll right. Looking. Now he makes a move, gets past the first defender, across the 35, and across the 40 for a first down. Another great run by Nick McClellan.
Easily the leading rusher for the Cadets and kind of been the primary source of offense for them.
1st and 10 at the 42. Boy, he's hard to bring down, isn't he?
Well, he's just so shifty.
Fires, wide receiver screen, left side. He's got room across midfield. Down near the 45-yard line is Bryson Dorsey.
Okay.
Cadets putting a drive together. 1st and 10 at the Bryant 45. And now they're going to go a little tempo here.
Just got to find your groove. Just get a little bit of movement here. Hold the ball. You catch your breath.
Trip stack near side, hand off to Morris. He's got a little wiggle room inside the 40, tackled at the 39, but they're going to spot it at the 40.
Still, that's a 5-yard gain. Take that.
2nd and 5. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Bryant looking to the sideline for their defensive call as the ball is snapped, but Morris is hitting the backfield.
Boy, they were through the line quickly, and they are jumping our snap count. CBC typically will go on, the first count. They do freeze on some plays, and that usually gets them some false starts, but I don't think they were set.
McClellan has time. He's pinned. Now he gets to the far side, and he'll run out of bounds. Pushed out over there by number 41, Thomas Cornelius.
They were snapping the ball. CBC's right tackle. Is it Woody Woodard? 71? Or is it 74? 70. He did not look set and ready, and he looks a little hurt.
4th and 6, and they're going to punt it here. Gage into the game. He'll try to, he's had a couple of booming punts. He'll try to deaden one inside the 10 here. And the officials.
They want to restart the play clock. Not sure why, but Bryant is not playing anyone deep.
Here's the snap Gage. Little rugby-style punt. Nice. Bounces at the 15. Takes the CBC roll to the 12.
They should have let that go a little longer, but still a good punt inside the 20.
Down there by Arthur Porter. So at the 12-yard line, Bryant takes over. 7:35 to go in the first half. 28-0 the score.
See what CBC's defense, they need to find an answer and not lose some of these guys. This empty set is just completely befuddled. Now they go single back in the backfield. Switches it over. Snap back.
This is Thrash. Avoids the first tackler. He's not going to get much. Good pursuit by the Cadets.
Walker, the quarterback, carrying out a tremendous fake in order to hold the backside defender for CBC so he can't chase.
Gain of about a half yard, it looks like. Still call it 2nd and 10.
Just saw MJ Anderson, formerly of Minnesota and Iowa State.
Walker fires sideline, incomplete, intended for the tight end. Billingsley, number 87. Good coverage on the play by the Cadets. 3rd and 10. Corey Sims will now check in at a safety position, playing center field.
Him and Zakis as your safeties.
Sim.
A.J. Morrison is your outside linebacker, nickelback. A.J. Matthews, I mean.
Sims did this last week. He had a couple of big hits, too. 3rd and 10.
I would be going to, if I'm Bryant, I'm going back into that empty and just trying to find somebody in the middle of the field because they've just been basically doing it at will. They called timeout. Didn't like something.
Play clock almost ran out. They called timeout. 7:01 to go in the first half. Bryant has a 3rd and 10 at the 12.
Joe Vitale, St. Louis Blues commentator, CBC alum, CBC Hall of Famer on the sideline down here on our down to our left. Game brought out a lot of people.
Yeah.
See what's going on, and Bryant, Arkansas seems to be all that was advertised so far. And CBC's still working in a lot of new guys. They graduated not a huge senior class, but a very key senior class. Dorian DeBose, Jeremiah McClellan, among others that were just key components to that team that made a state run last year.
And not only that, your starting quarterback threw how many passes last year? Nick
maybe
McClellan
3.
threw 13 total passes.
I'm stunned that it was that high.
So you got a brand new quarterback.
Played a little bit of the Wildcat set for his brother when his brother was banged up in the playoff run.
After the timeout, 3rd and 10. Ball spotted at the 12. 7:01 to go. First half. In motion, Thrash, empty backfield. Now Thrash back across, gets the handoff, and he's hit down. Nice defensive play there by CBC. That was A.J. Matthews jumping in to make the tackle.
So they held that ball out there as he came across and then came back.
So
4th down.
It looks like they're threatening to go for it. I would imagine Walker will back up a little bit.
Yeah, I thought he might quick kick from where he was. It was just weird the way he held the ball out.
Let's see.
Oh,
almost got CBS.
He did.
And they did.
He did.
And the Cadets jumped. Jake Plummer first on the near side and someone on the far side also.
No, I think they just wanted a little bit of breathing room. They got the 5 yards, and now they're bringing their punt team out. But this is a huge stop for CBC in this particular position, okay? I know you look at the score, you're like, oh, my gosh. At this point, you're looking for small victories if you're CBC. Little things. You got them to go. You got a 3 and out here in this particular situation. You move the ball on the last possession.
Punt is short. Bounces at the 48, takes a Bryant roll all the way down.
Of course it does.
Inside the 30, and that's going to roll all the way to the 25-yard line.
Of course it does.
Wow. That ball hit the turf at the Bryant 48-yard line and rolled to the CBC 25.
There's nothing you can do about that. You just got to scratch your head.
When the brakes are going your way, they're going your way.
Well, we saw this last year when we played DeSmet in the regular season. We couldn't do anything right. It was just a complete train wreck. And the team, the coaches, everybody knew they could play better, came back and beat them in the semifinals. Now, we're not going to get a rematch opportunity with Bryant out of this situation. But at this point, you want to try to win the rest of the game. Win each particular play, and improve from this point forward, and just see what happens.
McClellan hands it there, and that is Morris, I believe, across the 25. No, that is Vic Williams with the ball carry. He had his first CBC touchdown.
I know. I was super excited for Vic. He was part of a 300 monster as a freshman on the freshman team, and hurt his knee right at the end of the season, didn't get to finish off, and I know that kind of rolled into his sophomore year a little bit. I know he played a lot of JV ball last year and got some reps with the varsity later on and in mop-up duty, but I know he's excited to be able to try to set his feet here and have a good junior year.
So a water break here with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. 2nd and 8 on the 27 is where they will spot it.
Now I know Nick McClellan played a lot of quarterback on the JV last year, at least until he was brought up to play safety and some special teams for the varsity. You know, he was a heavy player in that regard. So, you know, he's got a lot of experience, but being the primary signal caller in that offensive spot as the QB is extremely, extremely challenging, especially in this offense. It's going to take him some time, and I'm going to tell you, we're not going to face many. I'm not going to say we're not going to face any. We're not going to face many teams that are as good up front as Bryant, and these guys are just putting it to us in the trenches, and we just got to find a way to battle back.
2nd and 8. McClellan keeps it up the middle. He's got a first down and more all the way to the 40-yard line. Big hit by Jonathan Frost at the end of the run, but not before McClellan gets a first down to the 40.
Nick's back up and ready to roll. Took that hit like a champ.
And flag, false start.
I think they're going to false start on Jackson Cole.
Wonder if you could get Jackson Cole a little more involved in the passing game. Big target, middle of the field maybe.
Well, he was releasing on that one, so he was into the pattern based on the way he came off the ball. It's unfortunate you get a first down and lose 5 yards, those self-inflicted wounds.
1st and 15, handoff up the middle, and he is swarmed by white jerseys, led by number 2, Elijah Hill. That was Courtney Rivers, picked up 4, 2nd and 11. McClellan has time. Can't find anyone. Rolls left, fires far side. Caught. Corey Sims. He'll have a first down. Across midfield into Bryant territory. Good find by McClellan, but another flag. I think we have another flag on the field.
Oh, my gosh.
And if this is against CBC, that'll be the 10th penalty of this first half. Let's see what they call here. CBC walking backwards.
Oh, my gosh. Was it a legal procedure?
Legal procedure. So it'll be 2nd and 16. Back at the 34-yard line. They've got to get to midfield. 4:54 to go until halftime. 28-0 Bryant. It's like every step they take, then they take a step
backwards.
McClellan avoids pressure. Rolls right. Fires sideline. Caught. First down. Dorsey down to the 40-yard line.
There should be a flag on that. Number 5 jacking him in the back of the head as they're going out of bounds. You knew you were hitting him right on the line.
They'll spot it at the 38.
I know the Bryant faithful who are watching, if they're watching our broadcast, probably don't agree, but you wouldn't expect our guys to be able to get away with that one.
Handoff up the middle. This is Rivers. Gets to the 35. Pickup of 3. 2nd and 7.
CBC still moving the ball here a little bit. Nick's legs being able to keep some things alive.
I know we're looking at a 28-0 score. Other than the interception, I am just thoroughly impressed with Nick McClellan. He is.
Well, he's
shifty.
keeping. I mean,
he can
he's
throw
really,
on the run.
He's really keeping them in this game.
He has made plays.
Not that they're in the game per se, but
he's made plays. It's the
yes.
It's the penalties that are keeping them from putting sustained drives together, but McClellan has made a ton of plays in this game.
Well, I think this is a testament more to Bryant's defensive line than CBC's offensive line. I mean, they are just getting after it.
3rd and 3 after the McClellan run. Not only that, McClellan, he's taken hits. Deep down the sideline for Dorsey. It's caught inside the 5, and a penalty flag. Most likely pass interference.
Well,
Let's hope it's not offensive.
I think they're going to take the pass. Hopefully he calls offensive pass interference. I'm going to lose my mind because they were hand fighting both, but down together. CBC still walking down.
What a catch by Dorsey and a perfect throw by McClellan.
It's a beautiful, beautiful fade ball right there.
So Coach Pingle.
I mean, they're coming over and asking. I mean,
Right.
Is this really a call that you need to?
We'll go ahead and take it at the 3.
Yeah, well, we're going to take the pass interference call, take 15 from the line of scrimmage, and have to go at 25. It's like,
CBC finally in business here. 1st and goal at the 3. Let's see if they can punch it in and build a little momentum heading to the second half. I wouldn't count the Cadets out, folks. McClellan hands it. Rivers. He's hitting the backfield, but he escapes towards the corner. Touchdown.
Nice. Boy, Courtney River just kept cranking up number 90 for
he shook off the tackler, Jayden
Jones, and he managed to get through there, giving CBC a little bit of life.
Courtney Rivers with a big run for 6, and the Cadets are on the board. On to attempt the extra point is Gage Shantz out of the hold of Jaden Reed. There are too many playmakers on this team, Coach, to count the Cadets out.
Just got to give Nick a little bit more time.
And
what
the
do we
Cadets,
got here?
Oh, don't tell me another false start. That'll be penalty number 11 on CBC if it's called on the Cadets. Or
are they calling?
Maybe Bryant jumped. There's been 5 or 6 at least penalties called on Bryant in this half.
Well, it's been a sloppy game. I mean, the only reason it doesn't look sloppy in one regard is Bryant has just been extremely explosive in the passing game.
So if you move it half the distance and you get it down close to the 1, you just kick it.
This is a situation here on these plays like this. And I don't know, maybe they've changed the rules because they've done so many things with special teams. I'd like to be able to kick it and take this on the kickoff.
Yeah. Maybe that's what Coach Pingle is indicating here. He wants it back.
You just don't want to. You don't mess with the routine of kickers,
right.
Snappers. You just don't. It's just bad mojo.
And you're not at a point in the game yet where really 2 points matters.
No, at this point, just getting on the board, keeping,
Snap back, ball is down, kick is up, and Shantz knocks it through.
There we go.
It's 28-7, and the Cadets are on the board with 3:12 to go in the first half. And so we'll mark this down, folks. 3:12 to go in the first half. Let's see if this sparks the CBC Cadets the rest of the way. Number 15, Weston Gannon, is setting the ball on the tee. Gannon listed as
He's a quarterback. He's sophomore quarterback. I'm trying to figure this one out. I don't know Weston's skill set, to be quite honest with you.
And I wonder why, because Javion Giesmer's first kick was through the end zone.
I know.
Unless we're looking at a pooch situation.
Well, I'm wondering if Weston can do something with directional kicking.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like a shorter directional kick where they've got to make a catch here. He calls for the fair catch. Oh, it's hit by the hole. It was almost knocked away by CBC. Number 8, Zaquise Smith.
I don't know if we're allowed to touch the ball. No, I think.
I thought he hit it. And then number 19 made the catch, Carter Sims.
But, I mean, I think he might have brought his hand through there maybe to distract the guy catching the ball, which if that's what his game plan was, it was a tremendous idea. I think you want to get that ball a little deeper and make that up man have to move around a little bit.
So here we go, 37-yard line. This is a big defensive series for CBC.
Would have liked to have seen us kick it through the end zone in that situation right there if you could have and start them off on the 20, but maybe they didn't think they could get that done.
The wind is also in your face going left to right, so maybe that also played into it. Walker will hand it. He's got room. That's Anderson. Cross the 45. He'll have a first down near midfield. Ball's loose. Ball is loose. Do the Cadets have it, or do they say he was down?
They should have been blowing that whistle a lot sooner than that if that ball is down. That whistle did not start blowing until that ball was already on the ground rolling around.
Daniel Anderson, the ball carrier. And
there was a hold. 63 just tackled one of our defensive linemen. I did not see who. Oh, that was J.P. Metzler was on a blitz, and he just tackled him to the ground. Is there a flag on the near side here? Oh, they got it. Okay. They got it. The flag must be on the other side of our guys. I'm like, how did they not get that hold?
There has to be in this game at least 16, 17 total penalties.
Complete slop.
So they'll mark this off. 2:54 to go. This will put Bryant behind the chains. See if boy, it would be nice if the Cadets could force a turnover here. Bryant's done a good job protecting the ball. Almost fumbled right there. But they ruled Anderson down. Fake, Walker fires, and big hit as the ball arrives. Number 8, Zackees Smith.
That was 6. That was Deion Cawthorn.
Oh, that was Deion Cawthorn?
He timed that perfectly.
Cawthorn with a big hit right at the receiver just as the ball got to Jonathan Frost.
Perfect timing on that.
Ball spotted
at least from my vantage point, it was perfect timing.
Ball spotted at the 41. Second and long. There's a fake. Here comes the blitz. Walker's going deep, and he's going to overthrow his man. Number 29 got in the way. Brandon Clark. Good coverage.
Clark's shoe came off in that situation, so he's got to come off. A.J. Matthews comes on the field.
Ball's at the 31. Have to get to the 47. So it's 3rd and 16. 3rd and 16. The scoreboard says 18, but it is 3rd and 16 at the 31-yard line. This would be a big stop for the Cadets if they can get it here. 3rd and 16. Empty backfield for Bryant. Walker takes the shotgun snap, sets up, looks, fires over the middle. It's caught. First down, and yes, they're going to give him the first down. No, they're going to spot him short. They're going to spot him short. I thought he dove past the marker.
I'll be honest with you, that's a bad spot. Brian, folks, if you're watching, I'd be with you on this one, but see whether CBC has the mustard here to stop him.
4th and 1. Anderson comes across the formation, settles in the backfield. Fake to Anderson, fire over the middle, it's caught. First down, number 8, Kamori Austin.
Boy, with your ability to run the ball, I'm a little stunned that they threw the ball there, but you got a 3-score lead, and you're playing with house money right now, so.
Sun has finally settled down beyond the trees over on the far side, and it's a beautiful night, breezy, not too hot. Here's Anderson, right side, trying to find space, turns the corner, gets across the 45, and that's where they'll spot it right there, 45-yard line. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7. Now in a 2-minute offense, and the Cadets want to call timeout, I think. Yep, defense.
Well, they couldn't get the personnel on the field.
Folks, Tim Kylo can save you money. If you're a fan of the Cadet Student Network, you've definitely heard us mention his name, State Farm agent Tim Kylo. Give him a call. Let him help save you money on your insurance. We're talking home, life, boat, auto, anything if it can be insured. Tim is your guy, and I found out it's not anything. Tim texted me and said he couldn't insure my voice. I tried to see if, if he says he could insure anything, I got to maybe insure these pipes.
There you go. I heard you talking about that last week.
Tim texted me and said, no can do.
No can do.
But he can insure home, life, boat, auto. And if it can be insured, Tim is your guy. Tim's helped several members of the CBC community save hundreds or even thousands of dollars per year by switching to State Farm. He's our guy. He can be your guy, too. Give him a call, 314-842-4442, or shoot him an email, Tim@TimKylo. That's KILO.com. 2nd and 7, 1:24 to go until halftime. Bryant leads 28-7. They're driving. Anderson, the ball carrier, breaks a couple of tackles, squeezes down to the 41.
Make them burn their timeouts or run the clock. If you're CBC, you got to find a way to get out of this half with the score at least where it sits right now.
3rd and 3. They get to the line of scrimmage quickly in the 2-minute drill. Here's Walker. Hands it to Thrash. Thrash is hit in the backfield. Dragged the tackler for a yard, but he will not get the first, and they're going to go for
Walker.
it. Lance Walker.
Well, they can play with the clock here.
4th down and 4. Long 3. Walker takes the snap, fakes the Thrash, sets up, fires over the middle, caught. 1st down, Austin. Inside the 20, inside the 15, dragging tacklers down to the 7.
Oh, my goodness.
Boy, these Bryant receivers are a nuisance. Tamari Austin, 6'3". They've got that Carter Ratliff has had a huge game. He's 6'4", 6'5".
They've been
good speed, very strong. And they're down to the 7-yard line now, 1st and goal. I mean, Bryant won 5 of the last 6 state championships, Class 7A in Arkansas. They lost in the semis last year after winning 5 straight. And watching them in this first half, I don't know what the other teams look like in 7A in Arkansas, but this team looks good enough to go 6 of 7 years.
Well, I think on Max Preps, they're ranked number 2 at 7A, and I think Parkview, who beat them last year in the regular season, I think it was Parkview, beat them in the regular season. I think they're number 1. I'll have to double check that.
So with 25.4 seconds to go, Bryant knocking on the door to try and score before the half. They already lead 28-7.
Parkview is 5A.
And they have come through on 3rd and 4th down on this drive to put themselves in this spot. This is Thrash. No, Walker keeps it, and he'll go left side.
Oh, he didn't
gets down to the 1. They better hurry. 17 seconds.
They still got 2 timeouts.
Yeah, they'll get a timeout called here, I would assume. No, they're not
going
to call one.
Burning it.
They're not going to call one. Clock to 7 seconds. 6. And then they call a timeout.
That was really bad clock management right there. You burned the timeout. I mean, if you were going to do that.
With 2 timeouts left, you figure Coach Quad.
Unless we're wrong, unless the scoreboard's wrong on the timeout situation.
Yeah, true.
And you didn't want to burn that
last one.
Fayetteville is the number 1 ranked team and third ranked in Arkansas, number 1 in 7A.
And that's Fayetteville?
Yes. Drove right by their stadium 20 times last weekend. So I was visiting my son at the University of Arkansas.
That campus is beautiful.
It was awesome.
Really
We've been down there a
beautiful
number of times.
Yeah.
It's a great campus. So.
I'm not an Arkansas fan per se, but you
can appreciate
out front. By the way, that pit in the stadium's awesome, and the hogs out front.
Yep.
The statue of those hogs is pretty cool.
They got a great game day presentation too. We went down there last year and watched them play, and
Cadets will get Chaminade next week, as you see there on your screen. DeSmet after that. Both road games before coming home to face St. Louis U High.
3 conference games.
And then Lipscomb, Tennessee comes here to CBC the week after the SLU game. 2nd and goal. Walker.
Ooh, hopefully
and a flag.
False start, please.
And yes, false start called on Bryant with 2 seconds to go.
I think they're going to put time back on the clock because I think there was 4. Well, was there 4? I think they might have ran the clock. I think they're running over here to have us put time back on the clock.
28-7 the score. Yes, back to 4.7 left in the half. Ball spotted at the 6. 2nd and goal.
See, if they would have burned that timeout sooner, they had time to run 2 plays down here, maybe 3.
Walker looking, throws over the middle. It's batted in the air. It's intercepted! It's intercepted by the Cadets. CBC with a big defensive stand after scoring the touchdown.
Jacob Grumwald. Now, there's penalties out here. I'm sure there's blocks in the back and everything, but here's the deal. It don't matter. That's going to stand.
The Cadets with a little momentum going into halftime. They get the touchdown and then a stand inside the 10 with a big interception. Face mask called against CBC on the return. So the Cadets are running to the locker room.
Well, they can't. I mean, all Bryant could do is back us up, but there's no time left.
Right. Because even if they back us up, I mean, we're not snapping the ball.
We don't have to snap the ball.
Right, the clock ran out. So that's it. First
at that
half.
Point, well, at that point, it's an offensive penalty. It's not like a defensive penalty that would force you to play that.
Right.
So.
All right, Coach. Touchdown to end the quarter. Defensive stand to end the quarter. You got a little momentum going into halftime. This game's not out of reach for CBC.
Well, here's the thing. You've got a couple of good defensive stands here, the last 2. The problem is they're going to have to make some adjustments in the secondary, whether that's personnel or X's and O's adjustments to ultimately fix what's going on, because Bryant has just been able to light them up in the secondary, and we're not getting enough pressure up front, and you've got a super athletic quarterback running around out there. When they have gotten pressure, he's been able to make time with his feet. So the big thing is the CBC will get the ball to start the second half. They really, if they want to put pressure on Bryant, they really need to have a sustained drive and get some points on the board on that drive, in my opinion, in order to get themselves in this game.
Before we go to break, talk about Nick McClellan.
Well,
I mean, look, he's made so many plays, and several have been called back for penalties, but that guy has been so good, Nick McClellan, in the first half.
He's made, in my mind, only one bad play, and that was the interception. As he scrambled out, I thought he should have just tucked it and went, used his athleticism. He's trying to make something happen, make something out of nothing. Didn't get enough on that throw, or just didn't see that defender. It's hard to tell. But as this half wore on, and he's gotten more and more comfortable, he's looked better and better and better, and been able to make some things happen. He's been the offense for CBC. That's not to say other guys haven't done things, but they've been a major part of that offense.
28-7 the score. Bryant leads. CBC will get the ball to start the second half, and we'll be back with the second half on the Cadet Student Network shortly. My name's Randy Molman. Coach Maris alongside. We'll be back momentarily here at W. Michael Ross Stadium. We are back here in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth. It's halftime. CBC trails 28-7. We're joined by our sideline correspondent today. This is Cooper Newmark joining us, student here at CBC. Cooper, what's the vibe down on the field? The Cadets had a rough first quarter, but they ended the half strong, building some momentum.
Yeah, the vibe shifted at the end of the first quarter because for the whole first quarter, it was really a dim feeling in the area because we didn't show any signs. Any positive plays that we had were negated by some form of penalty, whether it be holding, illegal block in the back, whether it be getting a ton of false starts. The entire first quarter was just a disaster. The second quarter, we were able to get some stops, able to get some offense flowing, able to put up 7 points on the board. And the offense seemed to be flowing a lot better whenever Nick McClellan was using his legs a bit more.
How fast does he feel down on the field when you're standing on the sideline watching Nick McClellan make plays?
I mean, he's fast, but he's a big dude. It's not like he's just a small guy. He's a big guy, and for somebody to move that fast, especially as a quarterback, is crazy.
What do you think CBC needs to do in the second half to get things rolling here, Cooper?
I think CBC needs to keep utilizing the short passing game because that's where our passing attack has come from. I think we need to clean up the penalties. I think we need to run the ball as effectively as we can. And overall, we just need to keep playing with the passion and tenacity that we showed in the second quarter.
Cooper Newmark joining us, student here at CBC. You do a great job on the you call games on the school broadcast network, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Basketball. You and I got to do a little basketball last year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great time.
Yeah. That's Cooper Newmark, our sideline correspondent here for today's game. Great job, Cooper.
Thank you.
We're getting ready for the second half. Coach Maris and I will have the call. CBC and Bryant coming up next here in the second half. We are back. Coach Maris, rough first quarter, but there's some life here to this Cadet team here at the end of that second quarter. I think there's some momentum building heading into the second half, and we start with the ball.
We do, and I think Cooper hit it right on the head. I mean, I think he had great insight into what needs to happen in the second half. As you see our student section getting rowdy out there with the Cadet crew, we just need to show some life, and we need to believe that we need to make one play at a time. It's cliche, and it's hard to understand when you're just a fan. But as a coach, it really comes down to it. If you think too far ahead, then you're too apt to stumble. You just got to focus on what's in front of you right then and there. Make a play, make a positive play, and then go to try to make another one and see if you can string some of those together. Get in the end zone. I honestly believe if CBC can get in the end zone right here on this first possession, that they can get in the game. I'm not going to say they're going to. It's largely going to depend on what their defense can do against that passing game of Bryant because they've not had much of an answer. I mean, it took a heroic interception by Jacob Grumwalt here at the end of the first half after it looked like they had him stopped and they tackled him out of bounds down at the 2-yard line, a penalty and an interception. Otherwise, they're in the end zone because they were moving that way.
Coach, after kind of reviewing that first half, it feels to me like this game would be completely different without the penalties. The Cadets had so many good, positive offensive plays in that first half called back by penalty. And if you could clean that up in the second half, you could make this a game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The discipline of the game is a huge component of it.
We are underway here in the second half. It is kicked into the end zone, and the Cadets will start 1st and 10 at the 20. So this, to me, we mark 3 minutes and 12 seconds at the end of that second quarter when we scored the touchdown. Then we get the interception to end the half. That 3:12 mark, I said, mark this down. Let's see if we see a momentum shift from that point on. If the Cadets can drive down the field here and put points on the board, we have ourselves a game.
We do, and CBC is going to be better up front on both sides of the ball. I mean, this game is really, as much as you love to watch skill players, it's really won and lost with the guys up front. And Bryant's been better up front as much as anything.
So here we go. Pistol formation to start for the Cadets, going left to right. It's handed off to Morris, and he picks his way up the middle, picks up 3. Tackle there by number 4, Nick Miller, and Nick Miller has been a name we've called a lot. He is a very active linebacker for
Miller.
Bryant.
And defensive tackle Jayton Jones has been all over the place, and Jayton Jones isn't going anywhere, folks. He's a junior. Miller's a senior, so
that safety Jonathan Frost has also been a big play guy on defense here for Bryant. McClellan gets out of pressure, rolls right, looking for the marker. He's hit out of bounds by Miller. Looked like a little late, but he gets out of bounds. We can't
see his feet, but you're still going to end up with a third and very manageable down here. And with Nick's legs, you definitely got a shot at making this. Tough play call situation right here just because you have not had a lot of success running the football.
The Cadets did not have success running last year against this team either. CBC, 24 carries, 57 yards at Bryant last year.
Having a hard time getting the signals in just right with where they're at on the field.
3rd and 3. McClellan looks. Now he's going to try to get out of pressure. Comes back this way. Looking downfield. Fires over the head of Corey Sims. Incomplete. And it'll be 4th and 3. The Cadets go 3 and out here to start the third quarter.
Just the protection's been breaking down way too quickly for Nick to be able to look off to his secondary receiver, and they are keeping the offense on the field.
McClellan back out on the field. The Cadets are going to go for it from their own 27.
Are we looking at Wildcat punt situation here maybe?
We're about to find out. 4th and 3. McClellan's going to keep it himself. Looks up the middle. He's not going to get there. Number 2, Elijah Hill, the defensive lineman, stands him up.
He just came off his block. I mean, whoever was blocking him, and I didn't get a good look at it, he came off of his block way too quickly, and a big gamble right there for CBC does not pay off. And like I said, if we don't start doing a better job up front.
A gain of 2. 1 yard short. Bryant takes over at the CBC 29. Leading the Hornets is quarterback Jordan Walker. He's had a great game thus far. Very calm and very poised in the backfield. Hands it to Thrash up the middle. Big time gain. Picks up 9. He'll be a yard short. No, they're gonna spot it inside the 20.
They call that a first down.
They're gonna call it a first down, I believe. Yes.
This folks could be the ball game right here, to be honest with you. CBC gambled on that first possession on a little bit of their momentum and did not pay off there. And
again, it's Thrash right up the middle. CBC holds him to about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. And now Bryant goes to tempo. They get to the line of scrimmage. Start of the third quarter. Hornets going right to left. Walker adjusts the receivers into a stack on the left side. Takes the snap, hands it to Thrash. Thrash is hit, breaks the first tackle, gets inside the 10.
Jordan Watson had him for no gain and couldn't hang on to those ankles.
And that should be 1st and goal. It is a 6-yard pickup. 1st and goal for Bryant. The last time they were down here at the end of the second quarter, CBC with a big turnover. We'll see if the Cadets can mimic that on this drive. 1st and goal at the 9. Walker keeps it himself and drags tacklers to the 6 going backwards. Cadets were there, stood him up.
Still got a couple of yards on that play. It just shows you how big and physical Walker is as a quarterback there.
2nd and goal at the 6. Walker takes the snap, hands it. Thrash cuts it up and towards the goal line, close. Tackled at the 1, picks up 5. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Bring in a tank, bring in some big bodies here to get downhill on it.
So now it's 3rd and goal. It's actually spotted at the 2. Thrash in the backfield. Look for Walker to maybe keep this one himself off the RPO. He does it. Hands it to Thrash, and he bulls his way in for 6. And so a touchdown for Bryant here in the third. They'll come out and attempt the extra point. Number 39, Jackson Cook, the kicker. With 8:27 to go here in the third quarter.
You know, CBC, when they were on offense, you saw that same look a lot last year with Jeremiah McClellan. It was kind of that wildcat look and play that they were trying to run there, and they just couldn't seal that guy on the edge, and he got himself in a position to where he was going to be able to get the nick before he could get to the first down, and Bryant doesn't put the ball in the air. They just grind it out to get into the end zone to get back to a 28-point lead.
And I imagine with a 35-7 lead, whenever they get the ball, that's going to be their offensive game plan. Now chew this thing down, run the ball, power running.
I think a lot of it's going to depend on what CBC does on this offensive position. I think they're going to work it. Now they got a long trip home. I'm guessing they're going back tonight. They got a long trip home, so if they can get this to a running clock, they're gonna keep things going. So they might try to come out and go explosive to get that running clock started that much sooner.
Grayson Kick will do the kicking for, or Grayson King, I should say, will do the kicking for Bryant. Corey Sims deep, or is that Courtney Rivers? I think that's Courtney Rivers. And number 10, Vic Williams. That's a big, strong kick, and it'll go into the end zone.
Trying to get it before it goes in there so we can get a return, and nothing happening there. A little bit of wind going that way.
That wind will generally flow here through this stadium right to left. I'm directionally challenged, so I'll just say right to left instead of north to south.
It is going north to south.
North to south, there you go. So with 8:27 left here in the third, the Cadets
go two-back look here.
Two-back look, and it's A.J. Johnson. Not much.
We'll just
A.J. Johnson, the ball carrier.
In on the stop, number 48. That is Matthew Nelson, the junior defensive lineman. Second and 10. Well, second and 9 at the 21. McClellan steps through pressure. Now he's looking to run it. He takes off, and he's finally brought down right at the sticks. Let's see where they mark it.
He's right at the 30, so it should be a first down.
It
they
is.
brought the near stick down, so they're moving it. So first down on the legs of McClellan. Be interested to see how many yards rushing he has. Probably close to 200 if he didn't have so many called back on penalties.
First and 10 at the 30. McClellan fakes, steps, fires down the sideline. He's got a receiver open. It's caught by Jaden Reed, stumbling down. It was slightly underthrown. Reed
Nick was trying to get rid of that ball in a hurry.
Yeah.
He saw Jaden racing down the sideline. Busted coverage right there for Bryant. Haven't seen much. That's as open as a receiver we've seen all night.
First and 10 at the 47 of Bryant. Fakes, keeps it himself. He's got a lot of room. McClellan runs over the safety inside the 30.
I'll tell you what, folks.
I
realize
this
this
guy.
game is 35-7.
Yep.
Okay, and CBC is taking it on the chin. But this has been a Nick McClellan coming out party in terms of what he can do offensively for this team.
I'm telling
you. This is another dimension in terms of what he can do.
He fakes, he looks, he fires deep down the right sideline. He's got Sims. Did he stay in bounds?
Out of
No,
bounds.
he's out of
a little
bounds.
too far out of bounds.
If he just leads him a little bit inside towards the middle of the field, not the middle of the field, but if he throws it just a hair closer to the middle of the field, that's a touchdown. Second and 10.
So right now, and I don't know if they've got subs in there or not, but
No, that starting safety, Jonathan Frost, is still in the game.
But, I mean,
Jaden.
that's a couple of times these corners have gotten sucked up underneath.
McClellan, and that got pushed into. Wow, A.J. Johnson.
We got a flag on the sideline over here. I don't know who on.
Elijah Hill just pushed A.J. Johnson into the quarterback, and that's how McClellan went
trucked
down.
him. I mean, A.J. didn't anchor down, and I mean, he's got ran over.
Flag against Bryant.
They're going to get a sideline warning, I'm guessing. So it's probably not doing
Not
anything.
not a flag. Okay. So the ball's all the way back to the 39-yard line after the sack. I guess it does get credited
It gets
to Hill.
credited as a sack.
Officials now want to talk something over here. If this stands and the ball is at the 39, the Cadets will have to get down to the inside the 18-yard line. So that's about 21 yards.
They want to change the clock.
.630 is what the official is calling up to the press box, and there
The
we
clock
go.
kept running on the penalty because they did not signal to stop the clock. They were letting it run. That's on the officials and them not managing this game.
So that makes it 3rd and 21.
Yikes.
And another penalty flag. Could be a false start against the Cadets. It'll be 3rd and 26. And in this spot in the field and the score the way it is, this will be 2-down territory for CBC most likely. Back to the 44-yard line.
Well, at this point, you've got some you can work on. I mean, I hate to say it like this, but you can work on some situational stuff. Okay, what do we want to do if we're in this situation and we're in a tight game? How do we want to play that? What plays are going to work? Obviously, this is not a tight game.
McClellan, deep drop, looking, gets out of pressure, rolls right. He's got a lot of room in front of him, and now he's going to have to take off. He's past the line of scrimmage. He jukes a defender and gets all the way down inside the 25.
Any flags out there? Because they like to throw those bad boys. Okay, so we've got
3rd and 26, and he got almost all of it back. It'll be 4th and 5. 21-yard gain for McClellan. And look, I know we're talking NFL MVP Lamar Jackson when I'm making comparisons, but the style is so similar from McClellan. The way he gets out of pressure, the way he can run it. He now bounces outside again, and now he's going to look to the sideline. Caught out of bounds. And it'll be Bryant football, turnover on downs.
That's so unfortunate because he got him open. He had an opportunity. I think if he leaves that ball a little bit more inside, get a pass interference call possibly because he wasn't playing the ball at all. He waited for the ball to get there and drove him out of bounds. And
so with 6:07 to go in the third, Bryant will take the field, leading 35-7. They have the ball at the 33-yard line. No, check it, 23-yard line. Walker will hand it off here to Anderson. Cuts it upfield across the 30, 35, and knocked down, but he'll get a first down at the 36.
Stopped by number 1, A.J. Matthews.
And they're going to do the mandatory water break. I got to tell you, I was outside. It's pleasant out there.
it's way nicer out there than it is in the press box.
We need a water break.
As I take a drink.
That's right. A reminder that BSN Sports is the official apparel provider of Cadet Athletics. BSN and Under Armour keep our players and coaches looking good on the field. They can make you look good, too. Keep your eye out for the CBC online team stores or shop anytime at bsnsports.com. Cadet fans, are you protected? Call State Farm agent and CBC alum Tim Kylo for your insurance needs. Tim is more than just the best insurance guy in town. He represents and presents as a sponsor, the Cadet Student Network, and we're incredibly grateful for his support. Call Tim, 314-842-4442, or shoot him an email, tim@timkylo.com. We have 6 minutes to go, third quarter. It is 35-7, Bryant, Arkansas. The Hornets leading the CBC Cadets. Checking in at tailback now is Zach Curtis Jones. Zach's a junior, wears number 33. Gets the ball, and he's hit immediately from behind. Wrapped up there by number 97, Tristan Abram.
Now, at some point in time here in the next couple weeks, they will get Sean Carbons back, which will help the defensive front seven for CBC. He's been out with a banged-up knee. Hasn't played in the first couple games.
Yeah, that's a huge loss on the interior of that D-line. Walker keeps it himself, picks his way across the line of scrimmage, and is finally knocked out of bounds at about the 37. Number 21 there, Lance Walker, among others. So it's 3rd and long here, 3rd and 8 at the 38.
Definitely a different flow to the second half, though. Bryant's been much more deliberate on the ground.
Yep, they have not thrown one pass yet in their 2 drives.
I thought maybe they'd try to go up top, get themselves a quick score, and try to ride out the running clock, but they seem content to grind it out otherwise.
Walker fakes. Here's the first pass of the second half, and he's going deep, and he's overthrows Austin. Good coverage back there.
There's a flag on the far sideline.
We'll see what this flag is all about. Kamari Austin, the big 6'3" junior receiver. He's made his presence known here tonight.
I'm waiting for the official to signal. I don't even have an idea unless they got a defensive, illegal hands.
Looks like they're about to mark it off against Bryant here.
I would
guess you would decline this penalty,
I would think
right?
you would if you can. False start.
False start.
So it may not be. That might not be. Oh, they're going to punt it.
They are going to decline.
Well, good.
All right. So a stop for the Cadet defense, and Grayson King will come into punt. Back deep for the Cadets, number 80. That's Darian Jones, the junior.
That long snapper is that big receiver, number
Yes.
12.
He does it all, doesn't he?
He is.
Carter Ratliff.
He's a ball player.
Line drive, spiraling kick, bounces at the 20, and will take a Bryant roll all the way down inside the 5. They're going to down it at about the 2, maybe the 1. Oh, my goodness.
One down inside the 5.
I don't even know what to say at this point. I mean, it's a line drive punt, so you're like, okay.
Bounced at the 20. Rolled all the way down to the 9 or the 1. Well, no, they're going to spot it at the 3. That's where
somebody must have touched it there when they were trying to blow the ball further in. I think it's fun. I mean, I don't have a problem. It's like, okay.
Yeah, they got their hands moving, trying to wave the wind.
Yeah, get a little bit of
some wind. Yeah. So the Cadets will have to go 97 yards for a touchdown. They start at the 3.
Jaquise Williams back in the backfield. Saw a little bit of that last year.
A.J. Morris, the ball carrier.
He got a couple.
Gets to the 5. There's Jonathan Frost again. We've called his name a lot. He makes the tackle, the safety, senior. Very, very impressive Bryant Hornets football team that you are watching here tonight.
Trying to get them to jump, and from this vantage point, you can't tell whether they're going into the neutral zone or not. I know a lot of our fans in front of us they jumped, but with the way these officials have thrown flags, I think if they did, they would.
McClellan keeps it himself into a pile of white shirts.
McClellan, the ball carry.
Gets a yard. It'll be 3rd
Myron Allen with the tackle.
and 7 for CBC.
Darian Jones checks in. There's A.J. Morris and Jackson Cole check out. So you got a 3rd and about 6.
McClellan sets up in his end zone. Now he escapes, but not for long. Wrapped up by Elijah Hill, finished off by Nick Miller, and it'll be 4th and long for CBC. McClellan has just really had just no time to set his feet and find a receiver. All of his passes that he's completed or attempted, he's usually on the run.
Well, he is, and part of the problem is Nick's at the varsity level, Nick's a young quarterback, and as a quarterback, he's always relied on his legs, so he really needs to be able to, find some time so he can, read the defense. This is forcing him to have to read it much faster than he's probably comfortable with. It's a short punt.
Gage with a high short punt. Fair catch by Frost at the 32. So great field position here for Bryant with 2:08 to go in the 3rd.
You'd love for it to be a situation where Nick was using his legs when things, when the coverage was there and things were going good, but he just hasn't had time.
I'll tell you what, the way he's played tonight, the number of hits he's taken.
That ice bath.
Yeah, that ice bath's going to feel pretty good. 4 receivers in the game for Bryant. Up the middle, that is number 33, Zach Curtis Jones. And a little activity after the play. They do not throw the flag.
Little extracurricular there. I think it's Rayshawn Smith, possibly. I don't have CBC's roster in front of me, and I don't know all the younger guys' numbers. I know 54 is Dorian Magruder.
No gain on that play. 2nd and 10. Quick pass near side. Caught. Weaving inside the 30. Breaks the tackle. Down the sideline, and then knocked out of bounds inside the 10 was Jacoby Boone, the sophomore running back who checked in.
And I don't know whether that was the corner or the safety that just didn't wrangle him up. I think that was Vion. Wasn't able to hang on to those ankles. That's a couple times those guys have slipped out.
So 1st and goal at the 10. Walker fakes, now looks right side, and he throws it incomplete. Looking for Ratliff.
Nick Musig had pressure on Walker and forced that throw maybe a little quicker than he wanted. Nice play by the senior outside linebacker. Saw his season cut short by a torn ACL.
Certainly had to redirect that throw because of Musig. 2nd and goal. Handoff up the middle. That is Zach Curtis Jones. He gets almost
3.
5. It looks like they're spotting it at the 6. 3rd and goal at the 6. Under a minute to play, 3rd quarter, 35-7. Bryant leads.
It's not to say Bryant hasn't been able to run the ball, but it hasn't been their bread and butter. I mean, it's been the explosive downfield play.
And here's Zach Curtis Jones up the middle, dragging, pushing. Let's see. They're going to spot it just shy of the goal line. That'll make it 4th and short. And that should run the 3rd quarter out unless they get to the line of scrimmage quick. They do. Clock at 7, 6, 5, 4. See if they get the play off. 3, 2, handoff. Zach Curtis Jones,
He's
touchdown. He
untouched
walks in.
into the end zone.
So the junior tailback Zach Curtis Jones scores from 1 yard out. And now number 39, Cook will attempt the extra point. Try to make this a 35-point game.
Well, I think one thing is for certain with the way Coach Pingle operates. He will be retiring the all-black uniforms. I don't think we'll see them again for a while.
Extra point is good, 42-7. Well, now you use this fourth quarter, Coach. You got, look, league play starts next week. So it's upon us. The MCC schedule, Chaminade on the road. So you got to work on some stuff here in this fourth quarter and get ready for that game next week.
You totally do. You definitely have to kind of get some things rolling. And I don't know if that is a situation where you get some of your starters out of the game so that they're not getting any more beat up in the game than they already are, whether you try to work on something. This is why Coach Pingle makes the big bucks, as they say.
That's right.
He gets to make those sorts of decisions, and we'll see what they decide to do here.
So we'll start the fourth quarter. They'll change sides. CBC will go right to left, wind at their back here in the fourth. Vic Williams and Courtney Rivers are deep for the Cadets. Grayson King will kick off. Kicks one, far side, caught there by Williams. Williams now runs lateral near side, and he is
that was a bad
tackled
decision.
all the way back inside the 10. We'll see where forward progress is, and then there's a penalty flag at the end of the play.
Cooper Billingsley with the stop for the Hornets.
We'll see what this flag is. Unsportsmanlike conduct called against Bryant.
Bryant. Well, that'll bail CBC out of some terrible field position. We'll see how this all plays out.
So they spotted forward progress at the 5, and then they will mark off the penalty.
So that'll be back out to the 20, I would think. It's 15, so
15
they should
yards.
mark this on the 20 if they started it on the 5. So
20-yard line, left hash. Nick McClellan back in the game. Starters seem to all be in. No, that's number 80. I thought that was number 10. That's Darian Jones is checked in a bunch here on the left side of the formation. And I don't know why the officials just blew the whistle. Somebody's mouthpiece ended up on the ground. They had to pick it up. All right. McClellan hands it. Ooh, that is Vic
nothing.
Williams.
It was Vic Williams.
And a flag that almost hit Corey Sims. And another flag. The official threw
the
two
official
flags.
needs to get his butt chewed. You've got to know where that thing's going.
Corey Sims had to dodge the flag heading in his direction.
And it's not his job to get out of the way of the official's flag.
So a personal foul is going to be called here after the run against Bryant.
I mean, okay, I guess I'm glad for that, but be careful with the flag, dude. I mean, I can't remember how many years ago it was when the official threw the flag and it hit I think it was the Bengals or the Browns player in the eye, but ended his career.
Yeah, Browns offensive lineman, if I remember.
Now, I know in the NFL those things are weighted very differently than they are at the high school level, but still, I mean, that's a, nylon piece of cloth, rubber band with a weight in it.
1st and 10 at the 37. McClellan has to avoid pressure as he has all night. Takes off running, and he's tackled across the 40 by number 94, Byron Allen.
Byron Allen with the stop.
pickup of 5. And again, Nick McClellan just could not get set in the pocket before the pressure came.
There's been a guy coming unblocked constantly.
Sets up, avoids pressure again, has to roll.
Just go, Nick.
He's going to
Tuck
take
it and
off.
go.
He'll have a first down across midfield. First down, Cadets in Bryant territory.
Fourth down bound by Gavin Bowman.
Gavin Moman ran him out of bounds. So at the 49, it'll be 1st and 10 Cadets. And this has been Nick McClellan has gained, 90% of the yards, it feels like. There's a good throw to Corey Sims, who now drags tacklers inside the 30, close to the 20. Corey Sims was wide open, and a good pitch and catch there. One of the few times McClellan had time to find a man from the pocket. Fires towards the end zone. Sims overthrown.
Ooh,
and a
go.
penalty flag. We're going to get a pass interference call as the corner held up Corey Sims.
On the play.
I do wonder why the clock isn't rolling. Does it stop at the flag with a 35-point lead?
I don't know. Well, that's a penalty. I think that's why it was stopped.
Is that what it is? Do they have the same rule in Arkansas? So did they agree?
It doesn't matter. You play the state rules
Okay.
wherever you're at. Bob Shannon tells a great story when his East St. Louis teams back in the 80s went down and played a team in Oklahoma, and they were running a triple option, and the Oklahoma team was cutting on the perimeter when cut blocking wasn't legal outside the tackle box, and his kids were getting all mad, and he's like, look, this is how they do it down here. We got to play because they played by NCAA rules.
Yeah. Left side. Williams run out of bounds, close to the 10-yard line.
And they came back in the second half and won that game. I think it was Jenks or one of the big Oklahoma teams. So
Actually spotted at the 11. So didn't pick up much yardage there. Cadets driving. McClellan looks right. Here comes pressure.
Run.
Still trying to find a receiver. Takes off running and just throws it into
kept
the
going.
throws it into the
kept
turf.
going. I know he had a guy in front of him, but put the shakes on him, Nick.
McClellan's pass incomplete, intended for number 13, Bryson Dorff.
So 3rd and 10. For CBC.
In the grand scheme of things, you know, you don't want to lose a game. You don't want to lose a game this bad, but this is a quality opponent early in the season. Help you understand what you've got to be ready for. This is the type of football that you're playing against.
McClellan inside the 5.
Yes.
Touchdown, Nick McClellan.
This is the type of teams you're playing against the Smet, against Liberty North, against Lee Summit North. You know, and these types of teams. You're going to see this with Lipscomb, Peoria, Notre Dame. You've got to be ready for this kind of football. And so if this is what it takes to get you ready, it's just going to depend on how the kids answer. And after getting hit in the mouth, we've kind of held our own since the start of the second quarter. But too little, too late.
It was 21-0 at the end of one, right?
Yeah.
So pending this extra point, 21-14 since. Snap back, ball down. Kick is good. 21-14 since the end of the first quarter. 42-14 overall, 8:27 to go in this one.
And I know there's 8:27 left, and Bryant may get back on the board. Who knows? But this is a team that scored 52 points against Benton last week.
Right.
And Benton is a top 10 team in Arkansas.
Don't forget the first CBC CSN Broadcast of CBC soccer will happen Tuesday, September 10th, when the Cadets take on Timberland. Kicking off is Javion Giesemer.
So he has been, when they've gone kick this direction,
Yes,
he's
with the
been the
wind at
guy
his
with
back.
the wind at his back. He let his momentum carry him into the end zone.
That's a touchback. So we're having some technical difficulty with the main feed, but you'll be able to hear Coach Maris and I. We're going to be now doing a little radio.
A little
for
radio
you.
talk. We'll have to talk
We're
a little bit more.
Switching to radio.
Just what you wanted to hear.
just-
More of us.
I was going to say, just what they want to hear. You and I talking more. So 1st and 10 at the 20 here for Bryant. They're going left to right. As you can see, a little technical difficulties, but looks like we've got a camera back up and running here.
Randy Gardner does a tremendous job keeping us, getting us on and off the air.
Executive producer extraordinaire.
Yes, sir.
Walker hands it to Anderson, picking over the left side. CBC stands him up. Loss of yardage there with 8:14 to go. 42-14 the score. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Walker gets his team aligned. He's ready. I'm going to let the play clock run down a little bit here. Actually, Walker is out of the game. Anderson picks his way for a few. Number 15, Kyler Shelby, the sophomore quarterback, has checked in. And I suspect he'll be doing a lot of handing off here in this fourth quarter.
They're going to try to just eat clock and get out of here, I would think. 6-hour bus ride home. I would think they're going back tonight.
So 3rd and 8. Play clock down to 6.
There's a whole hot mess there.
Yes. False start called on Bryant, so it'll be 3rd and 12 now. Shelby takes the snap, fakes. He's going to throw it. Shelby in the pocket now, rolls right. Looks, now he tells the receiver to go deep, and he throws that way. But back in coverage was number 11, Austin Tillman. He was looking for Keenan Lattin, the junior receiver, and he told him to take off up the field. As soon as he saw that, the safety, number 8, Zackees Smith, came over. And Austin Tillman stayed with the receiver nicely on that play, 4th and 12.
So upcoming lower level games, Lift for CBC's freshman team will play Lift for Life on Monday at 4 o'clock here at home. And the JV will follow up playing Troy Buchanan at 6, right following that freshman game here on A. Spinelli Field.
That punt is downed at the 38. So CBC will take over 1st down. We'll see if they send out the starting unit here. They will.
Yeah, they
with the exception of Vic Williams, who took some carries on that last series.
Well, here's the deal. If you're CBC and Bryant wants to go subs, which looks like they might, if you could find a way to get this score under 13 points before the end of the game somehow, that would have district standing implications.
Williams found a seam. Picked up nice yardage. Got 9.
Vic Williams, the ball carrier.
Looks like most of the Bryant defensive starters are still in the game. Number 4, Nick Miller still in. Jonathan Frost still in. So this is keep working against their number 1 defense. Vic Williams inside the 45.
Vic with some burst here.
Tackled by Matthew Glover.
What do we got? Oh, they're calling the chains down. The way they were blowing the whistle, I'm like, where's the flag?
First down at the Bryant 42.
Timeout.
Oh, that's the water break timeout here.
Yep.
6 minutes to go in the 4th. Cadets trail 42-14. That's CBC driving. Still a lot of people here in attendance,
There
enjoying
is.
a nice night of high school football. A lot of CBC faithful sticking around. Student section still packed.
There's still a good number over there? I can't see.
Oh, yeah.
Good deal.
Good number of students hanging in. And still
We need
making,
to get that loyal student section that's just going to hang tight.
oh, yeah, and they're still making noise down there. McClellan fakes, throws deep down the right sideline.
Oh, he had to lay out for that ball and just couldn't bring it in. Was that Dorsey?
I think that's Dorsey. Boy, I'll tell you what, when McClellan let go of that ball, I thought for sure it was going to be overthrown, but Dorsey is so fast.
He closed the gap.
He did. 2nd and 10.
How many great clutch catches did he make in the playoffs last year? Again and again and again. Didn't have like great yardage, but it was like, key points of the game. He'd come down with a first down catch.
Pistol formation here for the Cadets, and they're going to hand it to Williams. He's hitting the backfield, breaks a tackle, stiff arms another. How about Vic Williams with a nice carry?
He was dead to rights in the backfield. I don't know if it was on a blitz or a missed block. Managed to get out of there, make this a 3rd and manageable.
3rd and
5. And you're in 2-down territory, but you'd rather go, 3rd and 5 there.
Double tight end set for the Cadets. Oh, McClellan keeps it himself.
Wow. He yanked. You
I
saw
mean, that ball
Vic-
was in Vic Williams'
He
hands.
got whipped around on
He
that.
sure
It looked
did.
so awkward, but boy, that just shows you how strong Nick's hands are that he
Yep.
didn't end up leaving that ball with Vic or fumbling it, and CBC gets the first down.
First down at the 29. Approaching 5 minutes to go. McClellan sets, looks, avoids the rush. Now fires towards the end zone, incomplete, looking for Jackson Cole.
Jackson just couldn't get over there.
McClellan's pass intended for number 87, Jackson Cole.
Second and 10. Ball at the 30-yard line of Bryant. Out of the pistol, this is Williams. He'll bounce it outside, looking for room. He's got room. Inside the 20, inside the 15, dives to the 10.
Vic Williams giving this running game a little bit of life here in the second half.
It's the most juice this running game has had all night, other than Nick McClellan, right?
Yep. You had the big run by Courtney Rivers for the touchdown. Timeout for Bryant. So, Courtney and Vic were big time, on a three-headed monster I had as a freshman team, and he was tremendous with what you're seeing right here from him. And I think he would have been right in the thick of the carry situation last year had he not gotten hurt at the end of his freshman year and was still working his way back through the middle of last year.
I mean, as the season wears on, you add him to this mix with A.J. Morris, Courtney Rivers, A.J. Johnson.
Well, they all add different elements.
They do. CBC will have it 1st and 10 at the 11. Out of this timeout called by Bryant. 4:38 left. 42-14 Hornets. The Hornets poised to try to make another state title run this year in Arkansas, Class 7A. They look pretty good.
Yeah. They look really good.
Once again out of the pistol. That's been the primary setup on this drive. It's given Vic Williams some room to operate. Fake, McClellan keeps it, rolls left, now sets, fires, overthrown. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 11.
McClellan's pass intended for number 19, Jaden Reed.
Looking for Reed in the corner. Good coverage over there.
Yeah, you put it where only your guy can get it or out of bounds. You don't leave it inside at all. Don't want to get – those passes tend to get picked off from time to time if you put it in the wrong spot.
And I know tonight isn't the outcome CBC wanted, but boy, I am excited to see this team grow as the season goes on, as they get more and more comfortable. McClellan keeps it himself, and he's hitting the middle of the field.
His quarterback counter, and Bryant blew it up. I mean, left guard, left tackle pulling. I think we call it Tampa as opposed to counter. Counter's a little bit different blocking scheme, but
so it'll be 3rd and 11 at the 12. 4 minutes left. There it is, touchdown. McClellan to Dorsey.
Yep.
Bryson Dorsey with the touchdown catch from 12 yards out. That was a a seed.
That was a nuke. I mean, that was a great pass.
Students enjoying the score.
Well, they got something to cheer for.
Yeah.
The beginning of that game was not great for the student section, and the fact they're having a good time now. Probably doesn't mean much for the outcome of the game, but we'll see whether CBC tries to come out and onside kick this.
Gage Shantz to attempt the extra point. He knocks it through. 42-21 with 3:53 to go.
That makes the score. Bryant 42, CBC 21.
Out to kick off will be number 91, Javion Giesmer. He had to look at the official.
He had to look. He's like, where am I going?
Yeah.
Because all his guys are standing up on the 40. I think he was expecting them to be back further, so he was looking to put it on the 45.
He's got a big leg. He's knocked it through the end zone a couple of times going right to left here with the wind at his back. And there's another one. So Bryant will start at the 20. Do their best to try to bleed this clock down.
We'll see what CBC decides to do here, because here's what it's small potatoes, but They would need to get 2 scores to get this to where it would matter, a field goal and a touchdown, to where it would affect the points total, because it's 13 is the max you get on the district standings.
Shelby will keep it himself on the RPO, running near side, and he gets a good chunk of yardage.
Get a first down, I think.
Where do they mark him out? They marked him
I guess
at the
their
26.
coach is going to be like, what are you going out of bounds for? Let this clock run.
Right. So 2nd and 4, 6-yard pickup for the sophomore quarterback.
See Nate Latch perusing the sideline as he will be resuming his duties as working for CBC in the area of communications. I don't know officially what his title is, but I think he's still putting in his last few days with SB Nation. Oh.
Shelby bounces it outside,
Get him, Nick.
And they chase him down, and he goes out of bounds again.
Number 31, Nick Music was on the chase. He didn't get him. I couldn't tell who did, but Brandon Clark.
So this will bring up a 3rd and 4.
Bryant's play calling in the second half has been a little questionable, to be quite honest with you.
I mean,
I just didn't really feel like they went for the throat, to just like put this game away. I mean, they might score a touchdown right here on this play, but it just seemed like they're kind of
up the middle. That'll be
first
down for Bryant. Across the 30 to the 31.
And maybe CBC did some things defensively in the second half to shut off some of those passing lanes that that were so wide open in the first half.
42-21 the score, 3:10 to play. Bryant has the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 31. Make it to 32. Up the middle. Not much there. Looked like number 32, Mason Woods, the sophomore, got the carry. Now checking in is Brendan Murdoch, another sophomore tailback for Bryant.
And they're effectively right now eating the clock.
They're letting that play clock run down.
And CBC's not burning their timeouts, so.
Kyler Shelby now operating the offense. Takes the snap. Hands it to Murdoch. Left side, picks up a couple. It'll be 3rd and about 3. Make it 4. Also checking in for Bryant is Cole Bent, a junior tight end. Cooper Billingsley was the starter. A couple of new receivers have checked in. For CBC, looks as if most of their regulars are still in, no? Arthur Porter's checked in at
Arthur's been
end.
in and out at outside linebacker all game. Saw Music getting some more time in the second half.
Murdoch hit.
He got nothing.
So Bryant, Murdoch the ball carrier, and Bryant will be forced to punt with 1:18 to play. We'll see if they even punt it. They may just run this down and run another play. Because if they get a first down, that'll be it. Well, they'll have to run one more play after that.
Yeah.
Murdoch stays in the game. Fourth and 4. Under a minute to play. Shelby trying to get CBC to jump.
Well, that's one thing they didn't do this game in this situation.
That's going to be a delay of game.
Okay. I'm like,
I don't think they tried for the delay of game because the snap, they did snap it. It was just a second too late. Now they'll punt it with 39.7 left. Jaden Reed will go back to return for the Cadets. 4th and 8. Doing the punting is Grayson King. End over end, short kick, bounces out of bounds.
Right out of bounds at about the 42, 43.
Oh, now we get a bad punt.
I know. After they roll them down inside, like it's 75-yard punt.
Right.
40 of it on the roll.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 for the Cadets with 33.2 left. I don't know how they saw that at the 40-yard line. That ball went out of bounds at the 42. But they spotted at the 40, and number 12 checking in at quarterback.
I wonder if it hit one of their guys as it came through and kicked around, because they had some guys running through. Weston Gannon checking in at quarterback here.
I think that might be McGinty, number 12.
Oh, is McGinty 12? I thought it was Weston. My bad.
Vic Williams with another long run. He may have earned himself some carries with the ones coming up.
Yeah, definitely.
He has been very impressive in this second half. Ball spotted at the 38.
Frank's way past the ball. He kept going up. They called him way out of bounds earlier than they thought he went out, but
they'll operate out of the pistol here. 25.3 left. CBC down 42-21. Here's Williams again. Bounces it outside. Inside the 30. Inside the 25-20. Cuts it back, and he's knocked down at the 19. Good tackle by number 24. That's Artenis Lewis. First down, Cadets, 15 seconds.
I thought
to see if they can get
CBC
another
might
playoff
burn a
here.
timeout just to get as many plays here at the end as possible, but
McGinty, he's going to throw it towards the end zone. He's got a man.
Oh!
Dropped. 2.8 left.
Dorsey was getting another one there. I think he wants that one back. I think that went right through his hands. I think he jumped up.
Well, last play of the game. Coach, you just gotta throw this one away and get ready for conference play next week.
Yeah, I mean, you need to tell them, hey, this is what the Smet's going to be like. You better be ready to bring it.
Williams up the middle, and that'll end it. Bryant wins it 42-21. And the Hornets from Arkansas will go back home 2-0. CBC drops to 1-1. And Coach, it was just mistakes early that got CBC in trouble.
Well, I mean, it's a quality opponent. You just can't make that number of mistakes, penalties, missed assignments, missed tackles. It just snowballed on them in the first quarter. And, once the second quarter hit, I mean, they kind of, they were in the game from that point forward, but the game was already, from Bryant's perspective, I think kind of like, okay, we're just going to kind of do our thing, kind of go through the motions and kind of get through the game. But good quality opponent for CBC. It's, going undefeated, I think that's a nice idea. If a game like this can get your guys' minds right, head straight, and get them focused to be able to make a run like they did last year, like they did the previous couple of years, then so be it. Was it 3 years ago they went over to East St. Louis in week 2 and just got blitzkrieged 63-21 or something like that, and ended up winning a state championship in overtime against Lee Summit North. I got to believe you'll learn something from that game, and you'll learn something about yourself.
This is why Coach Pingle schedules these games.
Yes.
Get yourself ready for your playoff run. Final score, 42-21. Bryant wins it. Next week, Chaminade at Chaminade. Tune in on the Cadet Student Network. The Cadets will take on Chaminade at 6 p.m. right here on CSN. My name's Randy Molman. For Coach Maris, for our executive producer, Randy Gardner, we say so long from W. Michael Ross Stadium, and we'll see you next week.